So welcome. We'll start our new class, that is MA Political Science, first semester, Mata Tirupura Sundari, Open University, and I am your faculty, Anthor Devarma, assistant professor. I have given my contact details here. If you have doubt and queries regarding the classes, session, or the program, and the university also at the Mata Tirupura Sundari, you can contact me and you can email me, and I'll be happy to answer to your queries. So today's session, this class is about Indian political system, how the Indian political structure is made up of, how does it works. We'll be having a session on that. Course code is PLM 6113. Okay. And first semester of MA Politics, this is a third course actually for the MA students, and 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 units will be covered in this session. So, this Indian Political Science PLM 6113. So, let us now start this lecture. So, in Unit 10, we'll be covering about federalism, like regionalism, fiscal imbalance, reform prospects. Regionalism, when people are, sided toward their region, they want their region to develop their more towards the support of their region. Okay. It's called regionalism. Fiscal means money imbalance, capital budget imbalance, and reform. What are the changes can be made or that have been made there? Okay. In Unit 11, we'll be discussing about Union Executive, President, Central Power, and Prime Minister. Okay. Unit 12, we'll be discussing Parliament, bicameral structure, lawmaking, oversight function. About a parliament, how does it function? Okay, we all know Parliament is in Delhi. Unit 13 will be studying Supreme Court, independent jurisdiction, judicial review. What is the Supreme Court role? What is its jurisdiction? We'll be discussing all in the Unit 13. Unit 14, we have state executive governor's power and chief minister policy. So these things are there, combines and make the Indian political system. So that is why it is required to study them. So what are the major issues? Unit 10, federal issues. Regionalism, state-specific demands, strains, center-state relation, water dispute. Okay, so you see the state, they have all separate demands. Like Meghalaya may have separate demand, Tripura may have separate demand, Guwahati, Assam may have separate demand, Arunachal may have separate demand, Gujarat, Maharashtra, any state of that matter, we all have separate demand. So due to that, sometimes center-state relation is not so good because the central is not able to provide everything. Okay, it's not possible also for the center to provide every demand to every state. Sometimes, like the example is Chobri water dispute. Sometimes water dispute happens. See, Karnataka and this Tamil Nadu, since they are border states, this is Chobri river. Okay, so sometimes what we see is that Karnataka stops this river water flow from Karnataka to Tamil Nadu. So sometimes Supreme Court has to intervene and tell this Karnataka people to give water to Tamil Nadu. Okay, so these things are common and it keeps on happening. So these are the things and the problems that has to be addressed. Ideological divide, national versus international policy. There is an ideological divide. Some region may not like the center. Some people in the region, in some region, part of the country, they may not like the central government policy, especially on economics. So there is a problem there also. So these are the problems that are still there in federalism. We as a region, part of the region, we don't like to approve what the people are trying to say. So this is a problem still there. Corruption. Corruption is one of the most important problems that India is facing right now, and there is due to this kind of things, the people are slowly losing their trust in this government system also. So these are the major problems aspects that is there. Okay. So yes, we were discussing about what kind of problems are still there. Okay, center and state conflict on water dispute, ideological difference between central and regions, and corruption as a very important factor in the Indian political system. So key problem, dynastic politics, family domination parties limits new leadership. So due to sometimes we see that in politics, when their parents or their fathers were the leader, their son also become the leader. The other people are not given that opportunity to actually join in that leadership. So due to this, some quality of assurance maybe have been compromised in this process. So that's what they're trying to say is family dominance is not good. Chance should be given to even outsiders, so they call it sometimes, but it's not outsider. But chance should be given to everybody to join the politics, not only the family politics. It is not going to take us far in our political development. Underrepresentation, low women, 14% of MPs. Women are only 14% in the total member of parliament seat. So this is called underrepresentation. So that is also a thing that is going to bring a problem, major issues in the federalism. Minorities in power structure. Those who are the minority in any part of the country, we can say that their contribution is not much. They don't have this power share that they should have. If they have the power, they could have the country could have moved better when everybody is given the power share. If you are ignoring certain community and you think you alone can develop the country, then I think it is not going to help. We should, if you want to develop a country, if you think just developing one side of the country will develop the country, no, everybody should be developed. That's how the country will develop. Okay. So fiscal imbalances then depend on center for 60% of revenue sharing. See, states are very much dependent on center. That way, until you are independent, you cannot fully develop, or so you cannot actually move forward. So we are still not independent. We are very much dependent. Okay, so there is still the problem financially. So what can we do in the future? Cooperative federalism. No, what we are discussing here is a problem between the center and the state government. The state government sometimes do not agree with the central government, so that problem is there. So what can we do is cooperation. There should not be a mindset that we are different entities and we are enemy. No, the central and the state must cooperate and should work together. And while collecting the GST, goods and services tax, it should be done with a joint sitting, so that everybody has a share, and that way you can actually bring our federalism to stronger place. Electoral reforms, state funding, intra-party election for transparency. So even in the party system also there should be transparency. It is not that, again, just like that family thing, one person is getting all the opportunity and other people are getting no opportunity at all. So that should not happen. Okay, state funding, intra-party election, transparency should be there. Everybody should be given the equal opportunity. Tech integration, e-governance to reduce delay, enhance accountability. Okay, so we should use technology in government also, so that टेक्नोलॉजी हेल्प अस इन मेकिंग थिंग्स फास्टर. टेक्नोलॉजी जो है चीजों को बहुत फास्ट करते हैं, तो हमको गवर्नेंस में भी टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करने पड़ेगा. ई गवर्नेंस, एनहेंस अकाउंटेबिलिटी. ओके, एवरीथिंग इज रिकॉर्डेड. So these are the basic things required actually for strengthening our federalism. So next unit is unit number 11. That is role of executive and role of president. What is the role of executive and what is the ceremonial head elected by electoral college, MPs and MLAs? This is our President of India, Honorable President Draupadi Murmu. So what is the role of president? का role क्या है? What is that? We have seen that the President of India is met as the ceremonial head in important occasions and special events. The president and the role of president, it is important. Like who elect the president? Did we elect the people? I think no. The common man does not elect the president. The president is elected by electoral college, MPs and MLA. Those are MPs and MLA. Only they are engaged in the election of president. For how many years? 5 years. What is the role of president? Is the president appoint the prime minister, appoint the judges. The president can forgive to the convicts, those who are trying to go to jail, okay, and not those who are given sentence hanged to death, and all. Sometimes the president has the power to forgive. Emergency, the president can declare financial emergency. The president can declare state emergency. These things are the president can declare national emergency. Okay? This is the role. This is the power. कोई भी टाइम देश को इमरजेंसी में कर सकते हैं. Role except cabinet advice symbolizes national unity. Okay, so what is the role? The president does not work on the decision of single person, but the president take the advice of the cabinet advice. Okay, that means the minister, जो minister है उनकी advice लेके ही president भी अपना decision लेती है. Okay, लेता है. Okay. President ceremonial head. Okay, this is the same thing. Okay. So lecture, legislature. Let's go to the next unit, the legislature. That was about the executive. Let us go to the legislature. What is the role and function of the legislature? India is a bicameral legislature. Bi means two. There are two legislatures in India. Lok Sabha, there are 343 seats elected up to 552 total. Rajya Sabha, 245 members. Okay, very important. 343 are elected and total up to 552 it can go in Lok Sabha में इतना सीट है. Lok Sabha direct election मानेबल original है. Lok Sabha means those who are elected directly by the people. The people we give and vote. But Rajya Sabha is indirect election by MLA. Okay, permanent house. Lok Sabha dissolve every 5 years. Lok Sabha 5 साल के बाद नया गवर्नमेंट फॉर्म करता है, लेकिन राज्य सभा इज परमानेंट. but 1/3 of the member retire every 2 years. Every 2 years, from 100, if it is 1/3, around 30 people retire every year. So there is just a rule and it keeps on going. Rajya Sabha is indirect election. This question is very common. It can come anywhere. Rajya Sabha is indirect election. Lok Sabha is direct election. Okay. Money bills can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha. Okay. So this is about the legislature, the law-making house. And what the function of the parliament? Let's see, law-making. Rules and regulations are made in the parliament. Okay. But after making rules and regulations, they should take the signature from the president. Okay. So bills pass both houses. Okay. When a bill is introduced, like citizenship amendment bill or anything, first it will come to one house, after that it will go to another house. After both the house give approval, it will go to the president for the final approval. So there is a process of making rules here in India. One second. Okay, I thought, okay, there was an official call. Okay, sorry for disturbance. So, so these are the things Parliament after passing it will go to the president. Financial control. Okay, the Parliament has the power to approve the budget. You know, every year we have to make a budget. No tax without vote. Vote keeping a fast voting will be there. After that, the tax can be collected. So this is some basic. What are the things and what the characteristic of parliament is question hour. They can question the government, what you are doing, what are your policies. These are some of the question hours. Adjourn movements, no confidence against the government. They can also, pass such motions against the government that they don't have confidence. When they don't like the government, when the maximum majority approves, the government can be removed. So these are the things how they keep government under control. When the government is uncontrollable, they can control in the parliament through by passing no confidence motion. When there is less member, there is no majority. अगर पार्लियामेंट में मेजोरिटी नहीं रहा तो नो कॉन्फ्रेंस मोशन पास करके गवर्नमेंट को हटा भी सकते हैं. सो दिस इज द पावर ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट. Now next unit is unit 13, Supreme Court. Okay, we all know and heard about Supreme Court. Most important court in India. Okay, below this court only other court they come like High Court, District Court. What else? Family Court, Subordinate Court. So the most important is Supreme Court. What is the role? First, who is the head in Supreme Court is one Chief Justice of India. I want to give you homework. Those who are there joining with me today, just search for who is the Chief Justice of India and learn about him. Plus 33 judges, original constitution, 7 judges. Okay, so one Chief Justice plus 39 judges will be there. Earlier it was only 7 judges. Now we have 33 judges. Tenure till 65, fixed salaries removal by impeachment. Okay, those who are the judges there, they'll serve there till the age of 65. Salaries they will get, and removal, impeachment in the parliament, they can do it. Okay. Collegium system, judges appoint judges for judicial autonomy. Okay, so the judges are appointed by the judges, okay, for their for keeping their autonomy. Jurisdiction. What kind of problems can the Supreme Court solve? Federal dispute. When there is a problem between two states, sometimes it is there in the news also that two states are fighting for border problem, for water problem. Okay, so there are sometimes fighting, maybe Assam versus Mizoram, something like that. There may be fightings. So that time who can solve this? The High Court may not be powerful enough to solve. So अगर दो स्टेट के बीच में फाइटिंग है, it will be solved by the Supreme Court. So it is very important to remember. Like river water dispute, water sharing, it will be solved by the Supreme Court. Also, Article 32, right to constitutional remedies. Whenever fundamental right is violated, it is the role of the Supreme Court to get it enacted again. So this is some kind of original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court roles. Appellate jurisdiction. What are the other types of jurisdiction? What are the other things that Supreme Court can do? Is review High Court decision on civil, criminal, constitutional matters. So review. So the Supreme Court can review the decision given by the High Court, whether the decision given by them was accurate and correct. So the Supreme Court can check on the decision of the High Court whether it is civil, just normal issue, or criminal, very dangerous issue, or constitutional matter, whether the laws or the rules that have been interpreted by High Court has been valid or not, we can check. Advisory, opinions on President question, Article 13, non-binding. Okay. So when President asks question, the Supreme Court can answer. Sometimes President can ask the question to the Supreme Court under Article 143, but the decision is not binding, not jabardasti, but he can give advice. The Supreme Court can give advice to the President. So that is one of the very interesting fact here. Okay. So what are the core powers? Here, judicial review declares law and question case upon the case. So this is a Supreme Court picture. If you have seen, so how does it look like? One of our very important judiciary system. Without this, I think justice is not available to people. So justice is basically we get from the courts. Judicial review declares law unconstitutional case upon. Okay, it has the power. Supreme Court also has the power to declare any law unconstitutional. This is called judicial review. It can review any law anytime. If it feels that the law is not accurate and correct, it can call it unconstitutional and reject the law. Under Kesavananda case, Kesavananda Bharti case, very popular. I want you all to learn about this. Writ jurisdiction, there are 5 types of writs for unlawful detention, like example, habeas corpus. For 5 writs, it can give 5 type of direction it can give. For example, habeas corpus for unlawful detention. Sometimes police may also arrest you illegally. That time Supreme Court can help you also. Public interest litigation, expand access justice for marginalized. Public interest litigation can be given not necessarily from a person, from a perspective of the societal welfare. Case can be given in the Supreme Court. That is called public interest litigation. It can help the people, those who are weak and marginalized, those who are unhelpful people, those who are unable to help themselves. That time, public interest litigation can be given for the good of the society. In that place also, Supreme Court plays a crucial role. Okay. So now, next unit number 14, role of state executive, role of governor, role of chief minister. We all know every state has a governor. And I hope you are also aware who is the governor of your state. And if you are not aware, I want you to learn about it. It is very important to know who is the governor of your state. Nominal head, again, just like the president in the center, जैसे कि central government president है, state में भी एक governor है. Governor is the appointed by the president. Who appoint the governor? President. And for how many years? 5 years term, reside in Raj Bhavan. Okay, Raj Bhavan is there. I heard recently it was renamed to something Luke Bhavan. Okay, so Raj Bhavan is the place where the governor stays. What are the roles of the governor? Is executive, summons, dissolve, assembly, addresses, sessions. Okay, governor can call the assembly to function. Like summons to start, to call for a meeting. Summons, dissolve. Can call it that the session has dissolved. Has the power to dissolve assembly. And whenever the government term is over, parliament, the governor declares it as dissolves. Sessions, okay, some sessions, important sessions, the governor addresses, the government attends the meeting. Okay, so these are some of the roles of the governor in the state assembly. Also, in the state, you can call. Discretionary power appoints hung assembly reserve bill for president. Okay, sometimes when there is a problem in the assembly or when there is some resignation or leading of the chief ministership, what the president, the governor can do is he can appoint a new chief minister. So you can remember that discretionary, it is the power, wish. Discretionary means it is the wish of the government to appoint whom. There is no jabardasti there. Okay, whatever the bill passed by the state, okay, so whatever bill, any rules and regulation, if it is passed in the state legislative assembly, the governor can also keep it for the president action, like can hold it bill also. So these are the kind of things, discretion that the governor has. What is the role of state executive, role of governor, role of chief minister? Okay, let's see the role of chief minister now. Chief minister का role क्या है? Heads of council minister advises governor. Council of minister, okay, those were the minister, education minister, tourism minister, health minister, what else? Transportation minister, agriculture minister. Okay. So these are types of ministries are there. So all these are under the office of chief minister. Also, the chief minister give advice to the governor to do this and to do that advice. Okay. Who does the chief minister appoint minister? He appoint a minister. Minister जो है minister हम लोग का उनको appoint करते हैं chief minister. और governors को भी काम के लिए recommendation and advice देते रहते हैं. So they work together with the governor. Policy execution, state budget, जो state का budget है वही बनाते हैं, finalize. Law and order, state में law and order, how to maintain it is work of the chief minister. Development scheme, to provide new scheme or to give development schemes, this is also the role of the chief minister. So what is the relationship between center and state here? What is the role of the governor? We can see that governor is acting as the center agent. So governor है central government का एक secret agent नहीं है, लेकिन एक agent है. He watches, the governor watches over the action of the state, how the state is functioning, so that the central government gets updated always about the things happening in the state government. Okay, so the government updates the central government. Okay, reports on constitutional measure Article 356. If the governor feels that the constitution has failed in some state under Article 356, he can also declare it uh, under president. If it is give report to the president that constitution has failed in any state, it can be emergency under Article 356. Okay, if if the governor feels the state is not functioning as per the constitution, as per the rule of law given and dictated in our constitution, the state can be declared emergency under Article 356 by the president from the advice of the governor. Chief Minister coordinates on concurrent subject like education and health. So concurrent subject is there, as we know, where the central and state government both can make law. There is a 7th schedule of the Indian Constitution. The chief minister acts as a coordinator with the central government on how should we make the policy on health, what kind of policies should be made on education. Okay, so we can see the chief minister, it coordinates with the central government on education and health. Fiscal federalism, that is regarding the capital and money, finance commission allocate resources fairly. So finally, money is very important and budget and finance is very important. So finance commission always allows resources fairly so that states can develop. So these are the things, the relationship between the central government and the state government. Finally, we are now at the actually end part of our discussion today. Okay, so what are the things federal tension require cooperative model like GST for balance? So we can say that in India there is problem sometimes between the central government and the state government. There is disagreement. Okay, so we need to solve this tension. We need to have cooperation between the central government in the future. If you guys become a policy maker, we should aim in such a way that we become cooperative. The state and government actually should work together, not work different from each other for the development of the nation. Executive duo, president and prime minister drive national policy with cabinet support. Okay, so those are the executive, those are the head of the country, president and prime minister. They make the Indian policy. In the conclusion, we can say that the policy, the rules and regulation, the new schemes, the new facility, the new welfare for the people is brought out by the president and the prime minister, but with the support of the cabinet support. That means the ministers, the support from the other minister. That's how they bring new development in the country. Parliament ensures legislative check by sessions and motion. So the role of the parliament is also to check whether the government is acting in a wrong direction. The government is checked. Who checked the government? The parliament. By questioning the government. Why did you do? Why you did not do? This kind of questions are asked to the government, parliament through sessions and motion. Okay, so we can say that executive is responsible to the parliament. So this is the role of the parliament, that they can question the government, what kind of works they have done, what is their future plans for the country. Okay. And role of the Supreme Court is to, actually the Supreme Court, the main function of the Supreme Court is to protect the constitution. Supreme Court का काम है संविधान को प्रोटेक्ट करना. So Supreme Court is considered as the guardian of the constitution and can give rich direction to the offices and can give public interest litigation for PIL for what is that? Vulnerable section or minorities can help them in PIL through PIL also. States parallel promote autonomy and central state relations. Okay, so we can say that when states are together working in the same manner, autonomy, okay, we should finally say that cooperation is required between the central government and the state government if you want to work better in the future, but not fighting. Okay. So we have come to the concluding part for today's session. Okay. What is the role of Chief Minister? We have seen the role of Chief Minister is to coordinate with the center. The role of Chief Minister is to maintain law and order in the state. So these are the roles of Chief Minister. What is regionalism in federal politics? Can you answer this? Regionalism is basically kind of separation and tendency that you are different from the others and I want only my region, and you forget to contribute to the larger good as a nation and you are just engaged in your region. So that is called regionalism. So federalism in federal politics means I want to be separated, I want more autonomy, I don't want to be engulfed by the majoritarian politics. That is regionalism in federal politics. So I want to thank everybody who have joined for class today. The next class will be discussing unit 15, 16, 17, and 18. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, see you in the next class.